Hello Taurus, welcome to your Lughnasadh reading with Chrysalis and Victus. I'm trying something different today. I'm actually recording my face, so if I'm weird, it's because I'm really uncomfortable. Ooh, we have something flipped over. Okay. Alright, so first I'm going to let you know about Lughnasadh. What is it? It's one of the Celtic harvest festivals, the Celtic Wheel of the year. It sits at about August 1st, and sometimes people celebrate it for a month. So, sometimes in the online community you can see that people are really strict about dates, especially, I guess, if you align it with astrology. But really, it's a celebration of harvest. It was also a time when people would traditionally hand fast. So there is that aspect to it. Oh my goodness, all the cards are flying out for you today, Taurus. And the story goes that Lugh named the festival, or dedicated the festival, to his foster mother, Nas, who represented the earth. And the idea being that we cannot harvest what does not come from the earth, so or what the earth does not give us. So you can have all the skills that you want, but the earth has to, or take all the action you want, but the earth has to give. Okay. So it's a reminder of that reciprocal relationship. But for the purposes of this reading, we're looking at the period from Lughnasadh either to Autumn Equinox or to winter solstice. No, to Samhain. Ooh, I said winter solstice. So it might be to winter solstice for you. I had another sign where it was to Beltane. So it could be, it's generally Sabbath to Sabbath. Okay, so these are going to be themes that may come up for you in that time. So we're just going to find out what you need to know. So what does Taurus need to know for Lughnasadh? Lughnasadh reading for Taurus, please. Okay, so we start off with the 9 of Wands. I'm hearing something about a belly ache. Okay, so something that has, it almost sounds like a trumpet coming out of your belly. So there's this outcry. This is a card of struggle. Okay, and maybe you have come to a point where you are just completely fed up with this. You know, you're ready to when we move on to the 10 of Wands, it's a time to put down those burdens, or you're almost there. You're at the end of the cycle. So here we see you coming into a period of recognizing what has been you and what has been, inflicted upon you, I guess you could say. So essentially, like, what was your part in your struggle? What were you doing to continue that feeling of being trapped or stuck? And maybe there wasn't much, but this is what's coming up, is that kind of arrival, the feeling that you're almost there. Okay, what else can we know about this? The 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, and both were reversed. So in this period of time, you're coming out of a time of deep rest. So you may be coming out of a depression or a time where you needed to heal. So maybe you had some physical injuries or physical ailments or difficulties, and you're coming out of that period and not really feeling rested, is what I'm getting. Okay, so even though maybe you had a break, maybe you had a vacation, maybe you took some time off work, or you were forced to take some time off work, and you're still not rested, is the trouble that I'm seeing here. However, in the upright, we have the spirit of generosity, and we have the spirit of healing and peace and rest. Okay, so those energies are available to you, but with the 9 of Wands, the perspective needs to, let's see if it'll focus. The perspective needs to shift in order for you to see the the generosity. This could also be about not wanting to accept help and really isolating. So we're going to move on to see and clarify. Okay, so the Tower. There's a song by the Tragically Hip. Something is sinking and I don't know how to swim. Rome is burning. If you know the song, comment down below, okay? For everybody else. But I'm hearing that song. There's something that you're saying, or there's a self-limiting belief here. There's some way that you've trapped yourself into believing that I am not the sort of person, I do not have the skills or abilities to do this, or I'm not good at this, where you've kind of delegated it to other people. So maybe you've just kind of gotten it in your head that you aren't the one who does this and other people are, and so certain opportunities are passing you by because of this belief. Tell me about it a little bit more. Okay, the Hierophant reverse. This has something to do with commitments, okay? Commitments. This is a Magician. There's a difficulty here in committing to your dreams or to what you wish to bring into reality. There's a difficulty here following through on certain things. Okay? You're being asked to follow through on something. These are powerful energies. I'm going to keep clarifying and then we're going to get some oracle cards. Winter solstice. Yeah. So when I was shuffling, I got this reversed. There's a cycle that hasn't been completed. Okay, so maybe you've been working on breaking a cycle. Maybe it's breaking a cycle in a relationship or breaking a cycle in work or some kind of power dynamic. Okay, with these cards here, there's an indication of personal power and leadership, that's an ownership of those things, that maybe you have been taking the back seat in certain situations, saying, oh, I'm not a leader. I'm not a leader because of this, that, or the other thing. But everyone has leadership, not everyone, but a lot of people, you have leadership skills. So who I'm speaking to, the viewer, you have leadership skills that are maybe different from, your Leo friend, but they're still leadership skills, okay? With the world, this is indicating that you will be closing out that cycle. And I was saying winter solstice when I pulled this card, so I feel like this cycle runs up until winter solstice. But this is indicating the beginning of a new cycle. So whatever it is that you're working through here, you're closing it out by winter solstice. If you figure out how to let the ship sink, and that you can swim. All right, Six of Swords. This came up reversed. You close this cycle in order to return to something, return to an idea of yourself that is sovereign. This is Empress energy. This is also, she's ruled by Venus, as you are. Okay, this is a very Taurus energy. The Empress is a beautiful fertile feminine energy. So she is creation. She is that comfort and that womb space and that safe space and that environment that's created when the feminine is in her full power. So I feel here that there's something, Taurus, that you that has been caught up in either gender roles or the feminine and masculine within you. This could also be in a relationship. I haven't gotten much about a relationship here, but it could absolutely be, there's indication here that it could be in a marriage situation. So if you're in a marriage, it could have to do with that, where you're wanting to take on this role. You want to take on a more traditionally feminine role. So this could be raising children, having children, but it's also taking on a more creative role in a powerful way. And because the Emperor only indicated from the back of the deck his presence, this to me feels like learning how to lead with your feminine energy. It doesn't matter what your gender is. There's something here about you leading with your feminine energy. So you close out a cycle of confusion when it comes to how to be generous, how to take time to yourself and care for others at the same time, how to honor your commitments but still stay in your power. So I feel like there has been a dynamic previously in your life where you have really struggled and been pulled between those two things, and you're going to close out that cycle by winter solstice and start to come back into this. There's an idea of yourself, or there's an idea of yourself in relation to someone else that you have lost, and you're going to come back to that. This may be someone or something that you thought that you had permanently left behind. Okay, so maybe you left behind a certain kind of work and you'll be returning to that work, but in a new way, in more of a leadership role. Maybe the reason it didn't work out before was because you were in the wrong position. Okay, so we're going to get some oracle cards to clarify. With these Sabbath readings, there is always the that sort of vague spiritual messaging where we're not going to get clear, concise, necessarily answers about things, but we're getting sort of this like vague wisdom that will then, you may be in a moment in your life and be like, oh, right, like this reading said that, and it'll kind of like spark with you in that way. Okay, so we have the moon. This is things being illuminated in the dark. This is things coming to light through the shadows. It says you will be guided through darkness. Interesting. The stars. This is an excellent card to receive. A long journey brings rewards. Yeah, this is no small cycle that you're closing out here at winter solstice, in and around winter solstice. I feel like this has been a cycle of a lifetime is what I'm hearing. There's issues of self-doubt and I feel like for you with the Magician being here, it has to do with personal power and feeling like you are able to draw things into you, manifest things, or bring abundance toward you, or relationships. There's a strong energy of longing. There's also a message here for someone about how not honoring your commitments has been the guidance through the dark. So with the moon here, you've been guided through the dark by not being able to stand or be in certain situations. Now, Taurus, you tend to, Taurians tend to feel things in their body, so it may not come in as words or images, but it may be feelings in your body. So it could be your health as well. Virgo tends to be more in the health, but you maybe even in your home. So if you felt uncomfortable in your home, this could be why, is because something has been off. but the long journey brings rewards, so there's hope. And then we have the Chalice, rejuvenation and fulfillment. I don't know how, I'm not used to this setup, so I don't know how to make these cards focus. This for me is a cup of self-love, okay? This is a cup of love that is, but it's the end of a journey where you're able to illuminate yourself. You're able to fulfill yourself in a new way. Stepping into that power, but with love, okay? And especially in relation to the Empress here, there's strong indication of a new love coming in. So this new love may come in at that time, or the rejuvenation of an existing relationship, or taking a relationship to the next level. So there could be a marriage or children, taking this commitment to the next level. So long as you allow yourself this tower. So some things have to fall away in order for to make space for other things. I'm hearing the binding is not straight. Okay, the binding is not straight. The knot that is tying you here has been a complicated one to untangle. Okay, the path is, you know, there's like those memes where it's like how you expect healing and it's a straight line, and then it's actually really just this like staticky kind of tangle. That's sort of what's coming in here, is that you have had these binds that are really complicated to shake because you are not approaching leadership or commitment in the same way as others. There wasn't really a path there. You're creating a new one that is aligned with you. Okay? So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you like this format, or, you know, if you like it, or if you prefer to just see my hands twiddling about. And we'll see you soon. Bye.